how much credit history is enough? And how much credit do you need to have in order to buy a house? That's what we're going to talk about for a couple minutes now. This is not going to apply to every single loan. I'm just trying to hit the highlights for what it takes to be able to buy. It's different a little bit for each person, so we'll look at your credit and make the determination for you. In some cases, you need a little less. Sometimes you need a little more. Credit basically works like the old seesaws. If you're old enough like me to have had those on the playground where one kid gets on this end and one kid gets on this end and whoever's the heaviest kind of wins. Well, credit is like that. Negative credit has got it. Let's say this is negative credit. It has to be outweighed by positive credit. So you can either try to eliminate the negative by doing credit repair or disputing it, or you can try to build the positive. Building the positive takes longer than deleting the negative, but some negative can't be deleted. So we can get into that about your specifics if it's important. But in general, what you need is some credit cards. Credit cards are very good for applying for a mortgage and getting a mortgage approved. What we typically want to see is a 2-year history on one credit card and a 1-year history on one credit card. A good history is where you're paying it on time every month. Also, this has a very big impact on your credit score if you keep your balances below 20% of the balance owed on it, of the limit owed, excuse me. So that's really important. I've closed loans for young people that have had no rental history, like 1 month of job history, but they've had this type of history on their credit cards. They had 700 plus credit scores and were able to buy a house with very little down because of credit cards. Credit cards are super important because they show your true attitude about credit. If you don't pay your credit cards, the store can't come back and repossess or take back what you bought that didn't pay. On a car loan or other types of loans, vehicle loans, bigger loans where there's an asset attached to it, they don't count as much because those can be repossessed. So, but car loans are good. Not to say they're bad, they're good. I always get questions about bankruptcy, foreclosure, and short sale. The general rule is bankruptcies, there's about a 2 to 3 year waiting period after the bankruptcy was discharged or dismissed, either one. Foreclosures is 3 years from the foreclosure deed date, in most cases when the house was sold out of the foreclosure, meaning when the next person bought it or when it was sold on the courthouse steps. It's a little different for different scenarios, but there's at least a 3 year waiting period if you've had a foreclosure. And short sales, same thing as a foreclosure, or 3 years for most loans. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to talk about specific things to you, I'd be happy to do that. Have a good day.